goals that defy gravity. What an absolute art form. And today, we'll list the 10 best acrobatic headers in modern times, where players leap off the ground with complete disregard for the laws of physics to score goals that will make you go, wow. Enjoy. And we kick things off in a nice way with Marco van Basten's Flying Dutchman against Real Madrid in 1989. The Dutch maestro was known for scoring all sorts of beautiful goals, but he still managed to get the San Siro faithful off their seats with this exquisite flying header that went in off the top of the bar. Lovely. Next up, we have this little masterpiece that's also pretty funny, by the way, from Javier Hernandez aka Chicharito against Stoke City, where the tiny Mexican striker scored with the backside of his head. I mean, that's not how I've been taught that you can head a ball, but Chicharito didn't care. He just scored. And his compatriot Jared Borghetti also creeps into the top 10 with what is arguably one of the most impossible goals I've ever seen scored. Borghetti comes running across the goal and somehow manages to steer the ball all the way back in the other direction against Buffon and Maldini, no less. 7th place goes to Germany legend KLINSMANN, who was one of the most prolific strikers back in 1990. And when you see this goal, you kinda understand why. I mean, the cross isn't exactly ideal, but the way KLINSMANN still manages to fling himself forward and give the ball just that small touch that it needed to steer it across the keeper is absolutely wonderful. The same thing can be said about Cristiano Ronaldo's goal against AS Roma in 2008, where Ronaldo kinda introduced the world to his insane jumping power. That pre-run from the edge of the box and that bulldozer of a jump is just unstoppable, and quite frankly, probably bending the laws of what normal people at least can do. And I don't think too many people can do what Graziano Manari did against Juventus in 1989 either. I mean, the way he just launched himself forward into the air and perfectly guided the ball into the opposite top corner is just seriously next level. I mean, it's athletic, it's fearless, and timed to perfection. In 4th place, we continue the unstoppable fearless headers with Oriol Guillaume's header against PSG in 2003. Here, the defender had snuck forward and scored with this header that turned into a 360 body spin. I don't know where it came from, but it happened and it was a goal. Oh, and by the way, the striker who tried to go for the sissy kick, yeah, that's Didier Drogba. Just a funny little side note. And actually, we stay in France for the 3rd place, where another defender scored against PSG, that's kind of becoming a trend, with an outrageous headed goal. This time, it's Marseille defender Basile Boli, who just threw himself at the cross from Abedi Pelé. I mean, it's basically going right at the defender, who's got his foot high off the ground as well. No bother, Boli threw himself into it anyway, and the rest is history. And now that we're on the topic of history, let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo's goal against Sampdoria, which, for a time at least, held the Serie A record for the highest jump until Fikayo Tomori broke it by jumping 2 meters and 61 centimeters into the air against Juventus. 2 meters 61, that's a lot. But the hang time of that Ronaldo goal, it's like he switched off gravity for a second. That guy is an absolute goal-scoring machine. However, to me, the best acrobatic header to defy gravity ever is this one by Chicharito. No, I'm just kidding, of course. The real number one for me is Robin van Persie's Flying Dutchman at the 2014 World Cup, where he left Casillas rooted to the spot, watching one of the most mind-bending header executions I've ever seen in my life. That definitely deserves a high five, and Louis van Gaal gave it to him. So boys and girls, that was our list. But do you agree, or have we lost the plot? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and then consider watching more cool football videos in the playlist down in the corner. And with that said, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.